Cannot wait to share with you today how my son was able to raise his SAT score by over 100 points in just a few weeks. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler. Today I'm going to talk to you all about a SAT course that my son took. He's in 11th grade. So in this SAT course that my son took, he was able to raise his score over 100 points in just a few weeks. This was not a full semester long class. This was only like, I want to say like 8 weeks or so. And in those 8 weeks, he had a really significant raise. Post-filming interruption here. I noticed this when I was editing the video that sometimes I said he raised his score 100 points and sometimes he raised it 150. I apologize for the confusion. It's because that's the projected range of scoring that they gave him. They gave him a projected range of 100 to 150 points higher than the first time he took the PSAT. I hope that that clears up any confusion. I didn't want you guys to think that I had misspoke or that I was lying or making up numbers. No, his projected range was 100 to 150. Okay, back to the video. Now you might be saying to yourself, 100 points isn't that high. Well, for what he needed, it was high. That's what we were looking for, was at least 100 points, and we got it. And now he has the skills to keep going and raise his score up even higher. So now that he's learned the skills that he needs, he can practice on his own, and he's doing better and better as he goes along. So the initial score was raised about 150 points, and now we can go and start raising it more and more and more as he develops his skill before he takes his SAT, or if he wants to take it multiple times, you know, we can do that, of course. So I want to share with you how we were able to do this, and I want to review the class that he was in for you. So he took the SAT prep course. It's called SAT Prep Genius from HSLDA, the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. And I had never taken any classes, like we have never had any classes with HSLDA before. So this was totally new to us. This was a whole new experience. Online classes aren't a new thing for us, but online facilitated classes are a new thing for that particular child. He's never done anything like that before. So this was totally new for him. And I was surprised how much he really enjoyed it. He's more of like a bookwork type of person, so I wasn't sure how he was going to really handle it and if he would like it at all, but I want to tell you about this class because I feel like not a lot of people know about this course. And the sun is like going in and out of the clouds, so if the lighting kind of gets a little weird for a few moments, I do apologize. I will try to fix it as I go along. Okay, so the HSLDA course is an online facilitated live course. So that means that it is an online course where they have Zoom type of meetings, but they do it in Adobe, which was new because I've never done anything in Adobe before like that. So this is like a new thing that they're doing. It's not Zoom meetings, but it's pretty easy to figure out. So you sign up for the course over on the HSLDA website, and then they send you emails on getting all your information, getting your account set up if you've never taken a course with them. And then they give you all the login information right before class starts. So you will be all set and ready to go by the time, you know, the first day happens. Now, I suggest when you sign up for this course to go ahead and buy the books, because sometimes shipping takes a little bit. So go ahead and just buy the books that you need. You're going to need one of these digital blue SAT books. They will give you all the information for the books that you need. And then we have like an actual binder. Like this was a serious course, guys. We actually have like a binder that we put all of the printouts in because they're going to be printing stuff out from College Prep Genius, the people who I think I'm not sure if they create the SAT or they're affiliated with the SAT, but anyway, they're official SAT stuff. So as far as I know anyway. So there is a lot of stuff in here for the math, the reading portion, and we just went ahead and gave him a 3-ring binder. We printed everything out on our handy dandy Epson over here. I love this thing. It's like a homeschool essential, that Epson printer. And then we gave him, you know, the divider tabs, and we were like, just set up your binder. So he went in and he organized his binder the way that he wanted to, got all the printouts. And then before the class starts, they're gonna go ahead and take the PSAT once. And that PSAT kind of sets the bar for where they're at before the class starts. So then you're gonna keep that score, and I think they actually like log it into the HSLDA program, and that way they have like a record that they took it. So after they do that, they go ahead and they start the course when the course starts. Now, they have live classes, but if you can't make one of the live classes, they do a replay and you're able to watch it like the next day or something. And then they're gonna watch those and they're gonna have homework. They did have homework several days a week, which I thought was great because it kind of got them in the habit of working on SAT stuff, you know, Monday through Friday. So, and even on the weekends, I saw my son was working really hard. And they're going to be working, you know, like out of their official book. They're going to be working on specific problems that their instructor is going to give them. They have all kinds of different things that they're going to be doing, and they're going to be working on all portions of the SAT. And they're going to learn basically how to answer the questions that the SAT is giving them. And the way that HSLDA approaches this, I think, is the smartest way, because it's really not a test of your intelligence or the things that you know. The SAT is more of a test of how well you can take a test and how well and how quickly you can figure out an answer, because they purposely don't really give you enough time to answer all of the questions. And a lot of those questions you do have to guess. So it really teaches the students those tricks to be able to look at a question and without really having to do all of the math or without having to read all of the passage, being able to pick out certain things and certain keys within those questions and finding the correct answer. And I wish I would have had this class. Like this is probably the class I wish I would have had the most, because I took my SATs 4 times and really couldn't raise my score. I had a tutor over at our college. Nothing that I did was able to raise that score, because they were teaching me all of the material on the test when they should have been teaching me how to take a test, how to do it this way. This is absolutely genius. I love that they call it like prep genius, because it is genius. It's absolutely genius. I wish I would have had this when I was in high school, and this was, every penny of this course was well spent. I am so glad that we got him into this class. So he did this for, I want to say 8 weeks. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. It was, I want to say it was 8 weeks. So at the end of the course, at the end of the 8 weeks, they go back and they retake the PSAT to compare it to the first one that they took. My son was able to raise his score about 150 points. And I was just like floored that he was able to raise it that much in that short amount of time. He worked so hard. I mean, he really did. He worked so hard. And, you know, I know that people might be like, oh, 150 points isn't that much. Trust me, when, you know, he already had a pretty good score. So getting that extra 150 was just like, you know, a really great moment for us, because we were like, that's exactly what we were looking for, because now he's in the more competitive area, and you know, he's going to use that for scholarships. So we're really happy with the amount of points that he was able to raise his score. No, I'm not going to give out his scores. I feel like that's a really private thing for him, and I wouldn't want my mom going on YouTube and telling everybody what I scored on my SAT, because it was pretty embarrassing. So, you know, I wouldn't want to do that to him, because, you know, privacy. You know, I try to respect my kids. So no, I'm not going to be giving out his actual scores. But we're happy with him. Let's put it that way. We're very happy and pleased. And HSLDA was able to give him the skills that he needed. And now he's able to take that and he can work beyond the class. So all the way up until he takes the SAT, he's going to be still working every day to raise those scores. And on the, I think they call it Blue Book. I think that's the app. On the SAT app, because the SAT is all digital now, he's going to be taking more PSATs. I think there's 6 of them. There's 5 or 6 like PSATs. He only took 1. And I have a feeling he's going to raise it even more, because he has a good month or two before he actually takes his test. So we have plenty of time to keep working, honing those skills, and getting him a better score. So maybe he won't have to be like me and take his SAT 4 times. So really, really happy with this course. I feel like his instructor was like really dedicated. They did a lot of things in class. They were able to ask questions and talk with the instructor, really interact with each other. There were message boards, there's emails. I mean, like, you have so much access to these instructors. I didn't have to do anything. It was totally hands-off on my part. All I had to do was just kind of check in with him like, hey, you know, what do you got for homework? You know, that type of thing. I really didn't have to do anything. It was totally hands-off for me. He took full responsibility for this course. It was fantastic. I loved it. I wanted to have him take more HSLDA courses now. I think these are great. So if you have a kid who is going to be taking the SAT in the next year, look for these classes. I'm not a sponsor of them. I don't get money for telling you guys this. I'm just passing along what we use and love. Down below in the description box, I will put the link to the course that we took. Watch the, if they still have it up, because I know sometimes, you know, people leave things up, people don't, you know, on their websites. We did the sample class of theirs before we purchased it, and that sample class is what sold the class to us. Like, that was what was like, take my money, you guys, like, this is great. The sample course gave them some example math questions and how to answer a math question, like, without actually doing the entire equation. And my son was like, oh my goodness, and then went into like Khan Academy and started using that technique that he learned in that sample class, and it worked, and he was so excited. So highly, highly, highly recommend, and just give it a shot. If you have a kid who needs to raise his SAT scores a little bit, highly recommend this class. He really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Money well spent. All right, that is all I have for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Go check out that class. I have all the information down below in the description box for you, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.